Hi everyone! Today's tutorial is all about the best of 2023. I'm doing this makeup with all of my favorites from the past year, as well as talking about some lessons I've learned, some milestones, maybe some big things that happened in my life personally, but you have to stay tuned. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jeannie. I'm a pro makeup artist. I live in Los Angeles. I work with celebrities, beauty brands, and everyone in between. Welcome to my channel. I've already done my brows off camera. You know I tend to always do my brows before I do my skincare. The only reason I did that is because I plan on bringing you a full in-depth tutorial in the new year all about brows, so stay tuned for that. My favorite brow products of 2023 and of probably forever until I find something better is the Anastasia Brow Freeze. I have not found anything better than this product. It doesn't budge. That's what I love about it. I can sweat, I can set my brows. The NYX Brow Glue is a close second, but nothing beats this. I love the thick kind of gummy texture. It's a wax, and I love that texture because I can place my brows specifically where I want them, and if I allow them to dry and I don't get any skincare in there and I set them, they will last all day. And then after my brows are set, I follow it with the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. This is in ash brown. This is a current favorite. I have found that these two together create my perfect brow, and thus they are my favorites of 2023. Yes, I did say that I set my brows. I set my brows with setting spray. The one that I've been using throughout the year that I love is the Soft Focus Setting Spray from Hourglass Cosmetics. However, I did buy the e.l.f. setting spray at the drugstore a few weeks ago when I did my drugstore tutorial, and I've been using it ever since and really loving it. Gonna grab my trusty lip balm from Alpenbeauty. Always have to have moisturized lips. For moisturizer, you can probably guess which one I'm gonna show you because I have featured it so much on my channel. I love it on its own. I love it under makeup. I love the way it smells. It's the Alpenbeauty Melt Moisturizer. This stuff is awesome. It's lightweight, it's pillowy, it leaves your skin feeling hydrated and plump, and it smells heavenly. It smells like a blueberry field. Gonna grab a brush to get some on my hand. I've been really cognizant of trying not to dip my fingers into my cream products, both my personal products. I do it in my kit and my professional products. I don't double dip. It's just a hygiene thing because I work on so many different faces. But in my personal kit, I tend to be a little bit more lax, but I have been trying to do it with my own personal creams. Let's just get this on. So when I say favorites of 2023, they might be some items that came out in 2023, but some of them are some older items that you're gonna look at me and go, girl, why didn't you clue into these a couple of years ago? And honestly, you'll know it when you see the product that I'm gonna show you because it has so much hype around it. It's been around probably for at least 5 years, and I literally just purchased it maybe a month ago, and I've been using it ever since, and it's one of my favorite products. Speaking of being late to the party and missing the hype, something I want to talk about right now are Korean sunscreens. I never knew how awesome Korean sunscreens were until I tried them. And I say that mostly because I was having a big problem with my makeup breaking down with my sunscreen underneath it. I just couldn't find something that wasn't super silicone-y, and I was also noticing that some of my makeup was pulling up from it and it was kind of breaking down. Along with some of my other tried and true sunscreens that I really love that are beautiful on their own on days where I'm not wearing makeup, they just don't work underneath foundation. I had a friend of mine who told me all about Korean sunscreens and how they're sort of milky in texture, they're very thin, and they work really well under makeup. These two I actually bought on TikTok Shop, and they were vetted by a dermatologist. It's one of the reasons why I purchased them. My fiance actually sent me the link to the video. I watched the video and I purchased both of these that are highly rated, and they are amazing. I don't know if I'm gonna wear any other type of sunscreen under my makeup. Unless I find something else, these two will be my staples for the time being because they are awesome. They're an SPF 50, they're a PA+++++. I don't know how you say that, but I think that's the strongest that you can get. They don't leave a white cast. This is the Madagascar Centella Hyaluronic Water Fit Sun Serum, SPF 50+, PA+++. This one is entirely in Korean. But like I said, I bought it on TikTok Shop and it was vetted. It's an SPF 50 PA+++. I think I might like this one a little bit more because it sinks in really quickly. This one is a little bit more hydrating on the days where I feel like I might need a little bit more moisture. A couple of drops. All right, skin is prepped, sunscreen is on. We are ready to go into makeup. I'm gonna preface this and say that this might be my absolute favorite foundation I have ever used in my life. When I first tried it, I fell in love with it the very first time I put it on, and then I just keep putting it on and I keep loving it. I'm talking about the Queen, Lady Lisa Eldridge, and her Seamless Skin Foundation. This stuff is bananas. And rather than just keep talking about it, I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand and put it on and tell you why I love it. So immediately, it just glides across the skin. I swear I'm not sponsored by her. This is my personal opinion. I don't know what it is about it. It lasts all day. It buffs into the skin so easily. From what I can tell, the shades are global. I also want to tell you that I'm shade number 11, and so is Lisa. Coincidence? I don't think so. It's a medium coverage. I get more of a satisfaction out of it after the face is fully finished and my makeup is done and it looks great. And then 30 minutes later, it looks great. Of course, you need to touch up. Everybody needs to touch up their makeup throughout the day because the face moves, you get creases, that stuff happens. That's life. I feel like I can do one thin layer of this foundation and get a pretty decent amount of coverage. It has almost a dewiness to it, but it's not shiny. It just looks real. It doesn't make the skin look flat. There's dimension to it. I'm obsessed, if you can't tell. This next product really took me by surprise because I struggled to find good drugstore concealers, but these Revlon Colorstay Skin Awaken concealers are awesome. I will say the only caveat I have 15, which is too light, and I have 30, which matches me. I need something in between. I've seen online that there is a 25 or even maybe a 20, but I can't find it anywhere. I can't find it at Target. I can't find it at CVS. So where is it, Revlon? Because I need it. And honestly, I know not everybody is going to buy 2 concealers for their under eyes and their face. I have them because I'm a makeup artist and that's what I do. I love to mix things. But the average person only needs 1. And I have a feeling most people might need 20 and 25. So where are they? I need to know. When mixing my 2 colors, what I'll do is I'll take the lightest, which is 15, and I'll just put it on the inner eye, which is usually where I have the most amount of darkness. Maybe tap a little on the outside of the nose, and then I'll take 30 and just kind of dot right around here. So then I can blend it together. Maybe if I need a little bit more on the nose, but the Lisa Eldridge foundation did a beautiful job of covering the redness on my nose. And then maybe a little on the chin, just to show you. Taking my favorite tool of 2023, the Eco Tools Sponge, biodegradable, which is so great. Just gonna tap the concealer in. And then what I'll do sometimes, I'll just take my finger and start blending that concealer and then just tap it in. Now it's time to set the under eye. I'm gonna use the RCMA Amethyst powder. This is my favorite pressed powder of the year, for sure. It has such a beautiful texture. And I love the slight brightening that it does when I use it around the eye. Now as far as loose powder, I'm gonna go with the Huda Beauty Pound Cake. I have it in this little container because I bought the sample before I bought the full-size one, which is in my kit. I'm just sprinkling a little out on a paper towel, and I'm gonna take it on my brush and just set my T-zone. Another way I love to set my powder is with a powder puff, so I'm just gonna go in with that. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm not super keen on really dramatic eye looks, mostly because I have a deep set eye and it takes me a long time to do them. I love doing them for events, I love doing them on clients, but on myself, for every day, I usually just put mascara on and maybe put a little bit of bronzer in the crease. And that's about it. That's one of the lessons and one of the things that I've sort of taken away from this past year, learning where my strengths are, where my weaknesses are, and also what I prefer as far as my everyday face. And quite honestly, I usually just do one color in the crease, whether it's blush, whether it's bronzer, whether it's an eyeshadow, mascara, maybe eyeliner, but usually not, and that's it. For today's tutorial, I am going to use a liner pencil just to give the eye a little bit of drama and to show one of my favorite products of the year, which is the Makeup Forever Total Taupe Liner. This is great on the lips, it's great on the eyes. I love using it in my waterline just to define the eye a little bit, but it's not heavy and it's great for everyday wear. Y'all know I love a good drugstore mascara, but I'll be honest when I tell you that this Rare Beauty mascara has a grip on me that I cannot ignore. It's so black, it's so thickening. I love the formula, I love the brush. Selena, this is a home run, bravo. I had a colleague tell me about this mascara and now it's both in my professional kit and in my personal one. In the vein of what I was talking about as far as challenges for 2023, finding out my strengths, finding out my weaknesses, figuring out that I don't really love super elaborate eye looks because of the shape of my eye. This channel has challenged me to think about what's truly beneficial for you all, what I can teach you, but also sort of teaching myself at the same time, which is a really beautiful thing. It's also challenged me to create more eye looks on both myself and my clients who have eye shapes like mine. And I know you're out there as well. So we're just gonna get in there with this Rare Beauty mascara that I love so much. With the idea of telling you about all my favorite things of the year, I will give you my favorite eyeshadow palette, but I won't be using it because I would much rather get to all the good stuff, which is the milestones and the life lessons and the personal stuff that I'm sure all of you want to hear all about. I'm being sarcastic, but really. For eyeshadow palettes, Mario hit it out of the park again with this Ethereal Eyes palette. I love it. It's neutral, it's shimmery, it's matte, it's everything you could want. I know it looks good on pretty much every single skin tone, except maybe super deep, unless you're doing a very metallic look. These metallics look really beautiful on deep skin, but this color in particular on medium to deep skin is gorgeous. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do a little shimmer on the lid because I'm feeling fancy. I'm just gonna take a little bit of water on this Chanel concealer brush, which is just a flat shadow brush. And I'm gonna go into, I'm feeling frisky, so let's do this color. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Uh-huh. Wet the brush, kids. I'm telling you. Looks like liquid metal. I love it. Ooh, I haven't even thought about using these wet. Here we go. The next product is the one that I was super late to the party on. It's been around for quite a few years. People are obsessed with it, rightfully so, and I just bought it a few weeks ago. But I'm also obsessed with it, so, you know, I feel like that's fair. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. Who knew? I didn't know, but now I do. So I'll just take her and one dot, top of the cheekbone. I'll take just a teeny bit right there in the middle of my jaw, and then I'll do two light ones here. I don't contour my nose. I mentioned why in my last video why I don't do that. It just doesn't look good, and I don't love nose contour. Unless it's for photography or for a red carpet, but that's it. For every day, I don't love a nose contour. If you're gonna be photographed and you want that sculpted look, absolutely. This is the 151 from Smith. It's just a big kind of buffing brush, and I'm just gonna buff out. I'll take the contour and kind of pull it down a little bit and then just blend it up. And then grabbing whatever's on the jaw. And I keep it right on my cheekbone. Just a little bit of sculpting. Sometimes I use it in place of bronzer. Sometimes I put bronzer on top of it. Just depends. This next product is one that I had in my kit that I loved, that I used. The pandemic happened. I got rid of it because I got rid of most of the things in my kit, which I know a lot of working pros did. It's very hard. Starting over is fun, but at the same time it's not, because then you have to remember everything that you used to have that you loved. So this blush I loved, forgot about it, bought it at the drugstore again, and now I've been using it nonstop, and it's the Maybelline Fit Me. This shade is in Plum. I love this for light to medium skin. It's just a beautiful flush. It's that cool tone, plummy mauve that looks good on everyone with light to medium skin. And because I'm feeling sassy, I'm going to take a Smith 235 and swirl it in and just sweep it in my crease. This is one of my tricks to marry your makeup together. If you're wearing bronzer or blush, put a little bit of both or either one in your crease, and it helps to make the look a little bit more cohesive. I just realized that I'm going to be doing a bold lip, and I went against my own routine of doing the lip and then going back to the cheek and finishing the face. But that's okay, because we're just going to roll with it. Can't see it on camera, but my sweater has a bunch of stripes in it, and I'm matching my lips to this color right here. This is another product that I slept on big time, and I saw a makeup artist friend who had it on in her feed, and it looked so gorgeous on her. I asked her what it was, and it was this. So I went out and bought it, and whew! It's gorgeous. It's the Fenty Lip Stunner, and this is uncensored. It's a beautiful, perfect red, and I'm gonna put it on right now. Apparently you have to shake it a little bit. I feel like I'm putting on nail polish for some reason. It's weird. Use the edge of your wand as your liner. And another trick I like to do is I'll tilt my head up and just make sure that both sides are even on the top. You have a little more forgiveness on the bottom. Make sure that line isn't crooked though. And then just filling in. I have not dipped back in. This is just what was on the doe foot. There's so much product that you get. It's crazy. The formula is great too. It is a matte, but it's not drying, and it feels really comfortable on the lips. I love a good lip overline, okay? I make no apologies for it. Thinking about lessons that I've learned this year, consistency is when I'm happiest. When I'm making content for you all consistently, when I'm taking care of myself consistently, working out consistently, eating well consistently, reaching out to the people that I love consistently, spending time with my partner consistently, and my dog. It's all about that. I am a freelancer. My life is up in the air all the time. So any consistency I can grab onto, I will take it and I will hold on for dear life. But I'm noticing that it's a good thing. I've always been such a free spirit. I've always wanted to make my own rules, make my own schedule, do my own thing. But there is a beauty in structure and stability. And that's a big lesson that I learned this year. Something else I've rediscovered is my love and my passion for reading. I have read over 100 books this year, and I hope to keep going with that next year. I don't know, my schedule might not permit it, but I was able to figure out a way to read a bunch of books this year. I have a huge list on my TBR. For those of you who read, you know what that means, to be read. If you have any suggestions for me, please let me know in the comments below. I love fantasy, I love historical fiction, I love romantic fantasy, or romantasy as we like to call it in the book community, which is super nerdy, I know. I read a meme somewhere where it says, finding happiness as an adult a lot of times means going back to what made you happy as a child. And reading was my solace as a child. I read so much, I put it down for quite a while, and now I finally made my way back to it, and it has fulfilled a part of my soul I can't even describe to you. I would also be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that I got engaged this last year to my partner of 10.5 years. We finally set a date, and next year I get to look forward to planning our wedding, which I am so excited about. But another thing I get to be excited about is sharing more information and educating you all through this channel. I hope you all have a safe, healthy, and happy holiday season and a beautiful new year. Let's close out this year on a high note and welcome 2024 with open arms. It's gonna be a great year. I can't wait. I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.